and welcome to Women's World. I'm Deborah Pranis. In this episode, we look at women in aviation. The first airplane was flown in 1903 by the Wright brothers. Since then, aviation was dominated by men. Today, more and more women are taking the skies. We now talk to a female pilot, First Officer Cassandra Aisa, about her journey in the skies. My name is Cassandra Aisa, and I'm currently a First Officer on the Dash 8 aircraft with Niugini. I think when I was younger, when we would travel overseas, I just loved the feeling of being up in the air and looking down at how marvelous God's creation was, and that's sort of why I thought being up here, you get, the best view in the house basically, and that's why I wanted to be a pilot.
November, the ground cross 3 to the left.
Cassandra, tell us a little bit about how you started your career with Niugini and how long have you been working for the airline? Okay, so I guess my career started about 6 years ago when I put in my application to join the Niugini's pilot cadet scheme program. So that was back in 2012. I was second year at the University of Papua New Guinea doing a Bachelor of Science in Physics. And yeah, so I put in my application to join the program, went through the process, and then was successful. So in 2013, I was sent with 7 of my colleagues down to Coffs Harbour where we started our training. Yeah. And it took about 18 months in Coffs Harbour, and then we came back in 2014, and I've been working with Niugini since then. Yeah. Cassandra, give us an insight to your role as the first officer. That's in our operating manuals that we do. The captain has their role, first officers have their role, and we just do whatever's in there. All my checks are in the aircraft. So the captain does the walk around, and I come in and I do my checks. Okay, there's in our manuals we have checks that we have to do that ensure that the aircraft's okay to go for a flight. There's minimum requirements that we have in our manuals. So some of the checks include checking that we have enough oxygen, that our radios are working, our nav aids are working, all that sort of stuff. And yeah, so we got nav aids. These are all the radios here. We usually fly what's in what we call the flight management system, FMS. All our flight plans are in there. So I've just put in a flight from Mosby to Girwa, and we just follow what's in there. Yeah, so those are all the captain's instruments. These are all my instruments. And these are the engine instruments. So when we power up, we get our engine indications from here. And everything's connected, so captain usually does a walk around, check the condition of the aircraft outside, that there's nothing that could stop us from operating on that day. How many places do you travel to in a day, and how many places have you visited so far? It really depends on our roster, what we're rostered to do on that day. So in any one day we could do up to 6 sectors. So for example, here going to Popondetta would be 1 sector, coming back is another sector. We could do a Goroka and back, that would be another 2 sectors. And then maybe Leh and back, that would be another 2 sectors. So up to 6 sectors a day. But yeah, it really depends on what you're rostered to do that day. So for the Dash 8 operations, we fly to most of the domestic ports around PNG. How do you feel every time a plane takes off? How does it feel to be in control of a plane? It's exciting every time we lift off. It's never the same. It's always a different feeling, but it is really good. you find joy in what you do, and yeah, I find joy in what I do in my job. Yeah.
Cassandra, can you highlight some of the challenges you face as a woman and how have you overcome them?
I guess initially, like as everyone says, it's a male-dominated field profession. So at first, there is that sort of, I guess, discrimination. Not so much, but a little bit. But I guess once you prove yourself that, you do deserve to be here, you have what it takes to be here, then you get that respect from your colleagues that, hey, she's just one of us. Yeah.
Cassandra, I am aware that you are also a mom. How do you juggle being a mom and being a pilot?
Okay. Not everyone can relate to what I'm saying. I know for mothers out there, they would understand how difficult it is to have a full-time job and be a mom. And especially for my case, I get called out to go to work at 4, 5 a.m. in the morning and just leaving my little girl there. She's 1 year and 1 month now. And it is very hard leaving her and going to work, but I guess I find strength in knowing that she's being taken care of at home. And also, at the end of the day, I know that what I'm doing is for her, so that gives me the strength to go to work every day.
What tips do you have for girls who would like to pursue a career in aviation?
I guess education is the key, and if this is really what you want to do, put your head down and nothing is impossible. You can achieve it. Yeah, you can do it. If you just put your mind to it and do your work.
I'm sure we've all been distracted by the beautiful looking cabin crews at the airport, but their job is more than just looking pretty. It goes far beyond serving food and drinks. It is intense. This group of people spend more time attending to passengers than any other staff in the airline. We now give you an insight to the life of a cabin crew.
My name is Mary Mayer. I am 23 years old and I am currently employed by Niugini Limited as a cabin crew, and I am a domestic number 1 or supervisor on the Fokker and the Dash fleet.
Tell us how you started your career with Niugini and how long have you been working here?
In 2015, my dad saw an ad on the newspaper for the walk-in interview. So he convinced me to go for the walk-in interview, and I did. And I was successful, and I came in for the 2016 intake amongst many applicants. And this year will be my 2nd year with the Niugini.
Mary, kindly give us an insight to your role as a cabin crew.
We are not only for passenger comfort, but our primary role is to maintain a high standard of security and safety on board the aircraft for our passengers.
What's a normal day like for you? What do you do before and after stepping into a plane?
A normal day will start with our pickup. We get picked up 2 hours before departure. We come to the crew lounge, sign on, and we proceed for a pre-flight briefing, which is done by the supervisor, which consists of document checks. We check the grooming as well. It has to be of company standard. And in terms of answering the emergency safety procedure questions, you have to answer them before the flight. And if you pass, we go board the aircraft and proceed with our emergency equipment checks, our catering checks, and also our security checks. After we check that everything is on board, we give the boarding clearance to our pilots in front, which give the checks to the ground staff, and they proceed to board the passengers.
Departing at row 11 and 25, 1 on the left, 1 on the right. Please take a moment to identify the nearest exit. Masks will automatically drop from the units above the head. Remain seated, fasten a seatbelt and put on the mask to self-absorb oxygen. Stitch around the waist and keep in front. To tighten pulling yellow tags outwards, please fit the life jacket, put on these red tags as you step out of the exits.
Mary, how many places do you visit in a day, and how many places have you traveled to so far?
In a normal day, we can go to as much as 5 places in one day. And I have traveled to or visited most of the domestic routes that Niugini goes to. And some of the countries I've visited with Niugini would be Cairns, Australia, Port Vila, Vanuatu, Honiara, Solomon Islands, and Nadi, Fiji.
What inspired you to take up this career?
I do love traveling, so yes, it's always been there in me. Yeah. So when the opportunity arose, it was something I had to take.
Mary, how do you feel every time a plane takes off?
Every time the plane takes off, it's a very different kind of feeling. Like it's a happy feeling. And sometimes I tend to smile when I'm bracing. But then when I sit up in front, because everyone's eyes are on me, so I have to keep a straight face while I'm bracing. Otherwise, the passengers will wonder why I'm smiling.
Tell us, what's the best thing about your job?
The best thing about my job would be working with different people, taking care of people, and also, yes, seeing different places in one day. It's very exciting. Every day is not the same. There's always different situations that we encounter, so we get experienced every single day.
Mary, you've been working for this company for 2 years now. What are some of the highlights of your career?
After 1 year of flying, I was promoted to be a domestic supervisor on the Fokker and Dash fleet, and also the privilege of flying with female captains of our generation, Captain Beverly Paki and Captain Tara.
How does it feel putting on your uniform and your makeup every single day? I know you get a lot of attention. How do you react to that?
Yes, we do. Of course, we do get a lot of attention. And at first, like, it's a bit overwhelming. But as you go along, you get that confidence. And yes, when you walk past people, you expect it so. And it's also not normal for most PNG women to wear makeup for work. So it's empowering to see other women. It actually gives you confidence and it makes you proud of your job.
What is your message to other women and girls who would like to take up a career in aviation?
My message to all the women out there is that the sky is the limit, but time does fly. So don't let anyone or anything hold you back. Go out there, achieve your dreams. And if everything seems to be against you, don't forget that the aircraft takes off against the wind, not with it.
Welcome back to Women's World as we look at women in aviation. We now feature 2 women who've had vast experience in the airline industry. First up, we have Solange Jerome, who's been working for Niugini for 35 years, followed by Wanai Pepanawala, who has been appointed the first female to be a general manager with Niugini.
My name is Solange Jerome and I'm the Cabin Training and Standards Manager. Inside this door is the cabin crew department. Now come along and let me show you what we do. Okay. Hi ladies.
Hello.
Are you on reserve today? No. No? All right, Shawnee, so where did they call you out to go? 106 today. And Delina, where are you going? 184. And Benita? Oh, okay, so you're flying with Delina today. All right, good. And Gail?
I'm sitting on reserve.
Reserve today. Yeah, let's hope there's no disruption so they don't call you out. Or do you want to go out or you want to stay home? It's Friday. Okay. So you'd like to go back home to your family. I joined Niugini. I joined Niugini on the 12th of January 1983, and I was about 19 years old. And I've been with this company for the last 35 years. To date, 35 years. I joined as a prorate officer in our finance department and worked there for 2.5 years. And then did an internal transfer and came over to the cabin crew department. So with the cabin crew department, I've been here for 32.5 years, 20 of it flying as a cabin crew member, and the last 10 years as a part of the management team. I love traveling, and also I love working with people. I didn't really want an 8-to-5 job. I wanted something different. And combined with the traveling, my love of traveling and looking after people, this was the ideal job for me. So that's the reason why I chose to come and fly and be with the cabin crew department. As for my role as training and standards manager, my role mainly, or the main purpose for my position, is to manage and direct all cabin crew training and checking functions to achieve the safety and service standards in accordance with CASA PNG rules, and also by the company, abiding by the company policies and procedures. Okay. And also, furthermore, to manage the promotion of quality and safety in the cabin crew department. So that's my primary role as cabin training and staff. My message to other women and girls, or my female counterpart, is that identify your goals and objectives, put a plan and prepare yourself, and set strategies to achieve those goals and objectives. Never give up. Nothing is impossible, and never give up. And you can achieve those objectives and goals by working hard, self-discipline, but also prioritizing and juggling to balance both your personal life and your work life also to get what you're going for or to achieve the goals you set.
I'm Mrs. Ponai Pepenawala. And I'm of mixed parentage. My dad's from Mashalagun, that's in the Abao district, and my mom's from Milne Bay. I come from a family of 5. Recently I was appointed as the General Manager of Property and Facilities in Niugini, and it's a milestone for Niugini because I'm the first female GM, and my role revolves around managing our properties and facilities within Niugini, and also with the new subsidiary that's created, it's more focused on leveraging our business into property management. So I started off in February 1993 as an assets officer, and I've worked in respective positions. This is within finance department. So I worked within respective positions, roles in accounting roles, and then moved on to managerial roles. So served in respective capacities. So all in all, I would have clocked approximately 23 years within Niugini. So 18 years of that mostly was within finance department. Women are unique, and you know, there's this issue of gender equality and all that. But I would think that for the young women, my message to them is see yourself as a unique person, and that you have a purpose and you have something to give. So wherever you're employed or you're at home or whichever situation it may be, that you're unique and you have something that you can bring to the table. So value yourself and see yourself as somebody unique who has great potential.
That's all we have time for on Women's World. Don't forget, you can visit our Facebook page, that's Women's World, and send us a message if you have an interesting story to share. Until next week, I'm Deborah Prentice.